how can organizations do all of that? Let's start with leadership.
That's a massive question, Jens. Massive, massive question. And I think, to try and answer that in a couple of sentences and a couple of minutes would be remiss of me, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. And what I'm going to start with is really asking people to listen. And I think inside of that space, how organizations can do that, they can use it using the 3 pillars of leadership that we've conceptualized and we suggest you approach this with. So the first is listening. And you can simply do this by embracing a culture and embracing a way of working where you listen to specific feedback and you engage with people on a peer-to-peer basis, irrespective of the management roles or the status inside the organization that they have. The second is around feedback. So in embracing a leadership environment, you are learning and wanting to learn from feedback. And something that I think that is huge inside organizations is sometimes I think that we think that feedback scares us. And sure, there are situations where you don't want feedback, and not all feedback is also positive. There's also times where there's negative feedback. And when you receive negative feedback, rather than pushing it aside and trying to hide it under the carpet, embrace that. So if you use a B2C example, is where you may receive negative feedback from a customer based on an experience that they've had with your business, rather than pushing that out and dealing with them on a case-by-case basis, bring that in and actually ask tough and hard questions about that. And then the last element of leadership is risk. And I think that if you are a business or an organization or even an individual, think about how you can embrace risk rather than, again, not taking the risks. And there's a time and place to not take risks, but think about rather than pushing risks aside and saying, I'm never going to touch it or never engage with it, view risks in the sense that what is the risk of me not engaging with this? And I think that that becomes incredibly powerful when you take a longer term view on things. And that's something that we'll look to unpack going forward.